Hey, what's going on? So if you're watching this video, then it means that I know how to title a YouTube video correctly. Sort of kidding. But for real, if you're watching this video, you're probably looking for inspiration. You're probably looking for just that push to get you to write a song, just to write music and just to create. And firstly, I want to let you know that if you're watching this video, you are talented. You are creative. You are loved. And your results of what you do not validate what you do. They can affirm it. They can lift you up. So if you're a singer or a rapper or a producer and you're doing 1.5 million songs or beats or whatever the case may be, do not let other people validate you. They can affirm you and they can offer criticism, but they don't get to tell you whether or not you get to do what you do. That's your decision. Just know that you're talented. I'm Lance. I go by Red Eye AV, and I'm an artist. I'm a rapper. I'm a producer. I'm a musician. I'm a aspiring cover song player person, as evident in my guitar in the other room. I am not no expert in this, but I feel like I have some tips, or I have some ways to be able to encourage and help others who are trying to do the same thing I'm doing, which is let their voice be heard and get their message out there. So I want to provide a couple tips. If you stick around at the end, I'm just give you a couple apps that I use in my creative process, but I want to just give you a few things. The first thing is make sure that you do it yourself. Now, this might come in varying degrees. What I mean is, don't be afraid to record yourself. Don't be afraid to mix yourself. Don't be afraid to master your own music. Don't be afraid to if you're like me and you don't know how to play the piano, but you're like, I need a piano on this beat somehow, or some sort of played instrument. Play it yourself. Even if you do it terribly the first 100 times, do it yourself. Why? Because if the more things you're able to take on yourself, the less excuses you get to make for putting it on other people, right? So if I used to have this big thing where we all wanted this, right? Everybody wanted their 40. They wanted Drake's engineers 40, and everybody wanted that one person that they could rely on. And you might have some of those people that you can tap on and that you can ask for help, or I got friends. I got my buddy, like my buddies Corey Syfax and Hakeem or B Keys, who I send music to. But at the end of the day, I'm recording myself. I'm in my little studio area, and I have my setup, and I am doing it myself. I'm mixing it myself. I'm mastering it myself, even though that it's not nearly the way a mastering engineer should have it done. So yeah, do it yourself. Don't be afraid to take on more responsibility. When I started, like I said, I would go to all these different studios, and I wanted to be able to have somebody hook me up or help me or whatever the case may be. And I just stumbled on great old YouTube. And YouTube truly allowed me and showed me that there are other people that were doing it themselves. And so by a friend and by one of those YouTubers' advice, I bought a recording bundle. You can buy these. You can buy them in under $500 if you already have a computer. If not, you can buy a computer for under $500. Now, if you're like, hey, I don't want to spend money, then that's a whole nother conversation on whether or not you want to invest in your craft. I mean, if you don't, that's fine. But if you're not afraid to invest in what you need to invest in, then that's probably going to take you a lot further. That's probably going to get you playlisted. That's probably going to get you connections. And that's also going to show others how much you care about your craft as well. So do it yourself. Also, what I don't like, what I don't like, what I do like and what I don't like. What I don't like is the fact that people don't realize that they need to communicate something in their music. Albeit simple, albeit complex, we need to communicate something in our music. I think about a lot of simpler songs. There's an old 70s song, riding around in my automobile with no particular place to go. Right? And this song is literally about this guy who loves his car. Pardon me. Who loves his car and it's literally just kicking it. And this is the pastime. There's this glorification around like just being able to ride around in your whip and just be chilling. The people that wrote that song, they're strategically highlighting kind of like this youth in this kind of like being able to do something with your leisure that's enjoying or that brings enjoyment. We have to do the same things in our music. And it doesn't. I have a song called Good Good. I'll post it here, shameless plug. And it simply is communicating, hey, no matter what's going on, I have my people with me, I have my friends with me, and I am good, right? And I am doing my own song, not injustice right now, but it's communicating positivity. What are you communicating? Are you trying to tell a story? Are you trying to communicate high energy, right? Rap music is great for working out too. I was just at the gym earlier and I had like an Andy Mineo song on and I'm lit in the gym, just like I'm literally, I gotta look insane. I be having my earbuds in, just, you know, just vibing out. But it's because these people who write these songs, especially a person like Andy Mineo, they know how to communicate really well. So you have to figure out before you even sit and put pen to paper, before you even do anything, if you have a little melody or something that you want to take down, that's fine. But figure out, what are you going to communicate? Don't just let words come out unintentionally, because people can tell. People can tell, and even, and it's crazy because even the music on the radio is very intentional about how well it communicates. Now, I don't agree with a lot of stuff that's being communicated, but it doesn't mean that these people aren't taking a lot of time and communicating things in a way that is effective. What are you communicating? What do you want to communicate? You want to tell a story? Do you want to encourage? Do you want to share a life story? Do you want to share your something that hard that happened in your life? Or do you want to, what do you want to do? But that's up to you. But be intentional about what you communicate in your music, because that's going to impact who you're able to reach. Also, set the vibes, yo. Set the vibes. And what I mean by that is, so I went to this conference a long time ago, and it was this spoken word artist slash author, Amina Brown, and she had a point on making a creative space. And ever since I went to that conference, I came home and I told my wife, I'm like, I need to figure out what my creative space is, because this clearly is going to be the key to success. And it was. You know, every place that we moved in had a second bedroom, or I found like another space, to record at, that I can kind of set up at and be at, even if it wasn't in my own home, or if I had like a friend or anything else, another organization. But, and even here, I have a room where I can go in. It's untouched. I have a desk. I got a desk arm. I got a microphone. And when I want to go in and do my thing, I go in and I do my thing. So making that creative space will allow for you to create in a more effective way. Again, you're doing it yourself. But the thing about the thing about setting the vibes is that you want to get yourself in the mood, bro. Like, you don't just sit down and write, unless you do, and that's fine. But sometimes it ain't always like that. And the thing is if you're treating this like it's an exercise, if you're writing and you're creating music like you're exercising, there's sometimes you don't feel like going to the gym. There's sometimes you do not feel like creating. I don't feel like sitting down and making a beat. You know, even this vlog, I wanted to create this vlog, but you know, I did a bunch of stuff before I got to it, and I'm like, you know what? I'm trying to do this once a week. I gotta do it. I gotta sit down and do it. And so, make your life easier by creating a vibe, right? What do you need? You need coffee. You need, if you're of age and you're 21 and up, and you need to chill out, glass of wine. Do you need, some food? Maybe not like a whole burger or nothing like that, but like maybe you need some snacks, some gummy bears or something like that. I just had a gummy bears. That's oddly specific, I know. But what do you need to get you going and keep you in that mood? You need a diffuser to blow out lavender water while you're sitting and you're thinking and you're getting things going. What do you need? Do you need a TV going in the background on mute playing anime? I did that at my old place. I don't have a TV in this place, so I don't do that as much. But I would literally just have it in the background as I'm making beats, just trying to kind of channel that the energy. That sounds crazy, but just trying to get in the zone. Ride around to your demos, bro. Like ride around to your rough drafts, and instead of focusing on what's wrong with what you're creating, focus on the positives. Yo, I like that hook. I like that chorus. I like that little part, right? I was making my song good, and when I was writing it, I wrote the first verse in like a couple hours. Second verse took me like 6 months to write, and it took me riding around listening to the demo that I had at the time for it to click before so that I could get it. And in the lyrics, you can hear it in the lyrics. In the second verse is, I'm about to redefine the hustle, about to shoot my shot but use a muzzle. I piece the words together like a puzzle. They never see the magic like a muggle. I'm literally driving around in my car. I'm listening to what I like and I'm liking my music, but I'm trying to piece words together. So that kind of bled into the song, the inspiration from that. But that wouldn't have happened if I didn't just take time to ride around to it. I do it all the time. So just take time, ride around to your music, ride around to your demos, rock out to them. You know what I mean? Like, and just enjoy them. Enjoy the stuff that you created so that you can continue to keep that inspiration going. Lastly, and I'm trying to rush through this. I know this is getting long. Stay organized. Know your process. I use the native app on Apple, which is Notes. When I had an Android, I used Google Keep. Some folks use Microsoft OneNote. These are all free. Voice capturing apps are going to save you. It's so helpful to just hum a chorus into an app or hum a rap line into an app as opposed to just writing it down. And I don't suggest doing this. But sometimes I'm driving in my car and I'm like, hey Siri, take this voice note. Sorry, I wasn't actually talking to you, Siri. And it's so helpful. It's so helpful to be able to jot that down, and then what I do is I go to my creative space later and I just let it out. I record it. I might record it. I might do it some doubles, some ad-libs. Even if it's just an idea with no real sensible words, capturing in the voice memo app was super helpful. So again, I'm gonna run through that list. Note app on Apple, voice memo app as well. Google Keep if you're on Android. I think Google's great. Google does a good job at letting you kind of share information across platforms. Evernote also as well, and whatnot. I don't write down my lyrics. I just don't. It's not easy for me to do it. It's time consuming. And also, if I'm trying to write things with other people, or if I'm trying to write stuff for other people, it's much easier to be able to share things through Docs. Also, Google Docs is also another great one. It's just, the app is not all that intuitive on the Apple, but on Android, please feel free to use those Google apps, but especially Word Docs, because again, you can take it across multiple platforms, and you never know what you might end up with when you're writing. All right, guys, thank y'all for listening. If this has added any value to you or it been any sort of encouragement, please like, subscribe, and I'll keep doing these. I'll keep doing as many of these as possible. I'll keep telling you about my life. I'll be talking to you about my faith, and I'll be talking to you about my art and how I want to engage the world. All right, peace.